Hi everyone, it's Bobby from Dig Coding, and this is the 28th video in the building and launching the Real Django website series. So, if you've been following along, you'll know that our website is looking great. We're nearly ready to put it onto the production server. All of the coding is finished. We finished that in the last video, link to which is just up here. So in those two, it's kind of a two-part tutorial. We went through adding model forms, and then the second part we added the JavaScript to make an AJAX call. We tied it all together, which was fantastic. It's now all working. Website's looking great. So in this video, let's call this the finishing touches, right? So we need to make sure that the website, when rendered on different device sizes, looks great, and also make sure we've got no typos, and just make sure the general look and feel of the website is okay before we put it on a production server and release it to the wide world, right? Okay, so that is this video. Let's jump into it. Look at my screen. So I've already got the virtual environment up and running. I've got a local server running. So what you're seeing here is an incognito screen on Chrome, and we're looking at localhost. So it looks great. So we'll just go through each page and just check for the look and feel of it. If I right click on a Windows machine and inspect, it comes up with an inspection console. And if we then click on this here, this little toggle device toolbar, it will then allow me to see what the website looks like on different devices. So you can scroll it here, so you've got responsive, and you can select the size of the device. So let's look on a iPhone 10, which would be the kind of normal size that we want to look for in terms of a mobile phone. So this is what it will render out on a mobile like. So it looks pretty good, right? So what you want to be careful of, things like buttons. Sometimes buttons that if you've added them yourself will just render so small it'll look terrible, but that one looks quite good actually. We've got a little button here that should, yeah, there you go, it just scrolls between the two. Latest video, so this should have 5 elements there. They look great, I'm quite happy with those. Got a view all clicker here button. Then you've got coding made easy, then goes down to 6 of these elements, which they look good, I like them. One thing we have got actually at the bottom here, sort of thing you start noticing when you start doing the finishing touches. I have not, hand on heart, not noticed that the bottom has, on a mobile, it has this bar at the bottom. So you can see that we've got a cart, we've got a search bar, we've got a little a wish list heart, and we've got, it looks like a sign on. So these are elements, these are parts of the HTML template that we've purchased, but I haven't commented them out because I didn't think I'd need to, but it looks like I'm going to have to. So that's fine, we'll do that in this tutorial. But keep scrolling down, and then we've got the footer, which looks good. These are the 4 most recent videos, but then we've got this little bit at the bottom here. So we'll change the footer. So all of this, luckily, is in the base HTML. But that's good. Let's go to the top of the page again. Oh, we've got this little element here, which helps. And we'll go in the menu. So the menu looks good. Different logo, which is fine. So remember we had 2 logos in the header. That's why we've got a color one and we've got a white one, which I actually like the look of that anyway. If you click on about, that will take us to the about URL. So that looks good. The only thing is the video doesn't look like it's rendering on here. Watch our most recent video. Okay. Well, that's one thing that looks a little bit. What I might do then in the header, because on the full screen it comes up with a little play button on the header, but that renders differently on a mobile, so you don't see it. So what I might do, I might add an A tag to the video, so when you click on a video it then plays. So that's good. Also we want to look at what the video player looks like on a mobile as well. We won't go through the tablet. We'll have a quick look, but we won't do a deep dive because it would be a waste of time. We've then got the videos, the hours. This is through the API. It looks great. There's the testimonials again, another element, and then the footer again. Let's click on one of these. Okay, that looks good. I can live with that. And you click play and that should start playing. Yeah, I can live with that. And then if you turn the device, that'll then do a full screen. In fact, if you click this, I didn't do that because I'm on a, it's getting a little bit confused. Because I'm on a big screen, I'm clicking the expand on a, it's in the inspection panel, so it's just complicated. It's just not understanding what I'm trying to do, is what I'm trying to say. So, okay, let's click X here. So that looks good, I'm happy with that. So far, there's 3 jobs we need to do. Media, Same again with the header, it would be because the partial is identical on all of them. But these are all of the videos, and then we should have that renders well, looks good. And the footer again, so no dramas on the media page, and then we've got the contact us. And same on the header, and then we've got the contact us page here with a submit. That's it, all looking good. And at the bottom here, we've got the recapture icon, which you can't see because we've got this bar at the bottom, but when we remove that, that looked good. So that's the the iPhone X. If we then look at an iPad, one maybe slightly bigger. Oh, in that case, small. Let's just look at iPad, right? Okay, we don't need to mess around. So, and this is what it renders like on a slightly bigger device. So that still looks good. Again, it doesn't have the play button, so that's just been removed completely. Okay, so it then goes to 2 columns on a slightly bigger device. I like that. And the About Us page, yeah, it looks good, right? I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with that. So if we click home now, it'll take us to the home page, and yeah, that's rendering okay. That's not too handy. That's not too handy, so it doesn't like it with, and why is that? Yeah, it doesn't like that. I'm not too happy with it. I'm not going to fix that in this tutorial. That's just responsiveness. It might be just the size of the images that we're using. So it likes 4, not 5 perhaps. I'll look into that, but that'll be outside of this tutorial because your template's going to be different. But this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to pick up on these problems before we go live in production. But to be honest, it doesn't look, it still looks okay. I'm not going to have too many people complaining about that. And also this bit here renders slightly different. So it comes up with a little black line here. So if I just come off that, and yeah, you see, if I drag this across, you'll see it renders differently on different sizes. I'm not too happy with that. I'm going to have to look into this, the CSS, and see if I can fix that. But either way, that's not what we're going to do in this video. What we're going to do, we're going to change the bottom of the footer. We're going to add a tag, an A element, so a link to where it says video in the header on the About, Contact and Media. And also we will, what was the other thing we were going to do? We're going to remove those icons at the bottom of the page. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's jump into our code base. This is Sublime Text. We're going to main, we're going to templates, main, we're going to base. And we will look at the footer, find footer, and at the bottom of the footer we should find copyright 2021. So rather than having 2021, we will use a template tag, and we will say now, capital Y. That will always render out the current year. So when it goes into 2022, that will say 2022, which is very handy. And rather than saying Camille, I guess you'd pronounce that, we'll have did coding. All right, reserved design by, and we will put did coding. And blank. No, what I'll do, I will change this to Digital Dacia. Dacia Limited, and I will change this to Dacia.com. Designed by, there we go, because Digital Dacia is the marketing agency that I've got. We click save, so that's that bottom bit done. Camille multi-concept HTML template, so in there I would just put coding made easy with not the double C. Save. Okay, that will work. We've then got to find those elements that were causing us problems. So we'll save and we'll go back into the browser. We'll update. If we scroll to the bottom, you'll see that this now changes. Coding made easy, copyright, So that looks okay. If we go into the inspection panel and inspect on a iPhone X, let's find the elements of all of this. So what have we got? We've got the footer slide wrapper. Yeah, that's the one we need to work on. So footer slide wrapper. Let's find it. Control F. There we go, footer slide wrapper. So if I comment out that part, in fact, comment out the whole lot, if it will let me, save, and then there we go, it's gone. It's no longer there, which is what we want, right? Click to the top, nothing else has changed. Okay, so that's that done. So we identified the element that was causing the problem, we hid it. Later in the project, we might unhide that because I might want a way for a user to be able to log in, to add to a wish list, to go to their shopping cart, but I don't need it at this point in the project. So that's that. And so now what we need to do, we need to go into the partial and play around with that. So if you go into partials, we've now got the head element, which sits on the contact, the media, and the about page. And if you remember the little play button that appears in the top right of the screen when it's on a large screen disappears and rendered differently on a small screen. So what we need to do is, where it says video here, I'm going to add an A tag. So the video word itself will be, and that was white, wasn't it? So because when you had an A tag, sometimes the CSS changes the color, might turn blue with a little line underneath it. So what we'll add is some style, and we'll have color white, just to make sure it does remain white. And then we'll have a href equals, and we'll have a class equals, and I forget what that class is, but I'll have a look here. It must be, there we go. Play video pop-up. So play video pop-up, and the link will be identical to what's in the play button. So we'll copy that across, we'll save it, go back into our browser. There we go. And if we go into our about page, the video is now a link. It should work, but I need to probably highlight the fact that it is a link. So let's use the same format as what we used. Do you know what? No, let's actually make the video, I'm going to make that orange. So I'm going to make it the same color as we made the title. So let's go there, then save. Back to the browser, click refresh, and then video. Do you know what? Let's have a, yeah, okay, so it looks like we need a span, and we need to close off the span at the end of the A. And that might give me the underline that I'm looking for. There we go, better. So now when it's on a mobile phone, I'm not, it says watch our most recent YouTube video. The play button's missing. It's now, they can now click on video. So if I click that, that should work. Happy days. Okay, so in terms of the CSS, not quite rendering to all device sizes, I'll play around with that outside of this video and I'll get that dialed. I don't quite know what work I've got to do. It might be a big piece of work. That's not part of this tutorial because the template that you've downloaded will be very different to the one that I've downloaded. So that is the end of this video. That's the final piece of work that we need to do. Next video, link to which it will be at the end of this video, we will be moving our entire code base over to DigitalOcean. We'll be using Mobile Extern. I've got a video here of when we did it in the first place in this series, so make sure you read that. But we're doing it slightly different because there's one thing is configuring the database, there's another thing entirely adding new code to the database and just making sure you don't mess things up. So that's what we're going to do in the next video. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like and share the content that we put on this channel because it's a massive help. And if you would like to support the channel, there's a link to our Patreon page in the description below. Any pledges are massively welcomed. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.